Never trust a tourist advertisement. Never trust a tourist advertisement.
Take your belongings off my ship first.
Hope I never have to use it, but something tells me I will.
Now get out!
At last, Miss
Nice to meet you.
Johannes Vanderberg, at your service.
Much obliged, Mr. Vanderberg. I guess I didn't expect...
Please call me Johannes. Welcome to the proud city of Oakmont. Alas, now is not its finest.
Reaching Oakmont was no easy task. Most maps I found didn't mark. Why is that?
Oakmont is no ordinary place. Its unique geographical position. But you made it, Mr. Reed. I'm sure the tides of fate would...
You said you know someone who can help me with my... problem.
Such vividness of dreams is not uncommon here in Oakmont. By chance, the man he has dedicated a lot of time and effort to invest.
Tell me about this flood.
It began 6 months ago. Storms raged for several weeks. Now the city is cut off from the mainland. I must say I rather like it.
How can I find Mr. Throgmorton?
Don't worry, you can't miss him. Throgmorton tends to...
That's an eye-catching...
Thank you, Mr. Reed. A mere flood is no excuse for...
I take it you're a big fan of yellow.
Well, I have a particular weakness for it. Call it a personal quirk.
Can you tell me a little about Mr.
A remarkable creature. Scion of a robust bloodline. A man of great ambitions and even greater ego.
I'll need a place to lay my head while I'm here.
Fear not. I've already feathered a nest for you. There's a room in your name at the Devil...
Sounds charming.
Don't judge a book by its cover, Mr. Reed.
How do you fill your days, Mr. Vanderberg?
I host a philosophy club for the like-minded intelligentsia.
Does Oakmont really have much of a market for philosophy?
There is no consciousness without pain, Mr. Reed. No better moment for class.
What's the best way to get around Oakmont? I'd like to drop my things at the hotel.
Most locals go by foot, or by boat. I've got the latter sorted for you.
You're too kind, Johannes. Can you steer me toward...
Take this map. I've marked the hotel and a few...
other places? Like what?
You're a private eye, yes? Well, I've highlighted the police station, city archive, newspaper. This city is insular. Its ways mysterious. No one will take you by the hand.
Well, that's it for now, I think.
No. The pleasure was mine.
Oh, before you go, how can I get in touch with you later?
Don't worry about that. I'm the kind of man... We'll meet again, Mr. Reed.
The end is nigh. It will begin again. What is down comes up. The seed is sowed. The end is nigh. It will begin again. Comes up. The seed is sowed.
Where's your Oberon, huh, Titania? Something with this helmet gives me chills. What's wrong with it?
Can't catch a mackerel since those Innsmouthers took over the fishing business.
You like it here, newcomer? Well, get used to it. No one leaves Oakmont nowadays.
I don't care about your petty excuses. No one leaves the port until my son is found. I am, but not interested. Go away.
The name's
Private investigator, you say?
Please forgive the question, but I've never met a man quite like...
That's because no man measures up to the Throgmorton lineage. Proud, my father united with a certain royal family, which has blessed all our offspring with the...
I've heard you're the man to speak to about visions, outbreaks of hysteria. And
Another newcomer with another problem.
can I ask you a few questions?
How dare you? My son Albert is missing, and no one in this Innsmouth-ridden city will do a damn.
If I may ask, what happened to your son?
Why do you care?
Well, like I said, I'm a PI. Finding people...
Is it? Well, Albert was part of a deep-sea expedition I commissioned. This useless fool over here says he found Albert washed ashore. Says he was barely conscious, out of his mind, talking gibberish in some other language. That he even tried to bite him.
And you don't believe him?
Albert's disappearance is the work of Innsmouthers. Mark my word.
I take it you're not the biggest fan of these Innsmouthers.
Those fish-faced freaks have overrun this city since the police burned Innsmouth to the ground. But now, those filthy migrants occupy half this damned city. The port.
So they're just refugees?
Hardly. They've taken work from the local fishermen. They stir and agitate, not to mention that crime rates have skyrocketed. Simply speaking, they are a big...
Mr. Throgmorton, let me help you. I'm rather good at tracking down...
What makes you think you can do it? Oakmont is not a...
Let's just say I tend to see things that others miss. And anyway, what have you got to lose?
Vera. You have a point, newcomer.
Sorry, did you just say Vera? What?
You had better get used to the Oakmont dialect, outsider. That is, if you want to fit in. It is a fascinating... Vera means fine. I was saying, we have...
I see. Thank you. I need to know more about what happened to Albert.
Dane, did you not listen at all? I already told you everything. After leaving, this fisherman supposedly brought him to the house, and then left to call me. But when I arrived here...
Anything else?
Clearly, something suspicious occurred inside the house. I suggest you stop.
Where's the house where this all happened?
For Kay's sake, I thought you were a private eye. We're standing right in front of it.
You mentioned a lifeboat.
Yes. Face the house, then to the left is a beach that borders a fence.
As much as I'm enjoying the weather, Mr. Throgmorton, it's time for me...
Find my son, newcomer, and be quick about it.
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer, and keep your hands where I can see them.
Mr. Throgmorton, I found this in the lifeboat.
Give it to me. Oh, my boy, what did you get yourself into? If only I hadn't sent you on that cursed...
Bye.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this. Hello?
Oh, my head. What?
It's okay. I'm Charles Reed, Private Eye. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find...
Okay.
I want to know what happened here. Every detail.
I don't remember much. Me, Paul, then he came back carrying Throgmorton's son. He was unconscious, barely breathing.
Then what?
We put the guy in Lewis's room. Then he started to make these horrible sounds and... Okay. And he woke up. And after that, I don't remember a thing. Just drink.
That sounds familiar. Tell me about yourself.
Name's Will. Will Hammond. I'm a fisherman. We all are. Live here together. We moved here after the flood. I worked on the railroad, but the rail ain't kicking anymore, so...
Where are all the other guys?
That's Paul there on the floor. Kay be with him. Barry's outside with Mr. And I have no idea what Lewis or Throgmorton's son got to. Starting to suspect.
Do you know how Paul died?
I don't know. When I pulled myself together, he was all...
Who is this Kay you keep mentioning?
Outsider, show some respect. Kay is our lord, our light, our love.
Sorry, I didn't know. I'll leave you to it. Take care of yourself, Will.
Please, detective, sir, tell me the truth.
I don't know yet, Will. The police will stop anyone coming in or out of here, so I suggest you just try and get some rest.
I'm afraid of what I might dream.
Choo-choo. Ahem. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. Choo-choo. Ahem. Never seen knives like this before. Masterful work. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much. I'm surprised they don't have someone's portrait here. book is damp and damaged, but clearly well cared for. Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed. Huh. This dog mat looks better than the owner's bed.
I've said everything I know.
Don't do anything stupid, newcomer, and keep your hands where I can see them.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
It would take tremendous effort to move this thing, let alone tossing it over like this.
Let's see what you find, newcomer.
My head! I still hear those voices.
Choo-choo. Ahem.
Nehri, Glena, Gebhal, Nugulina, Haftin. Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
What's happening?
Okay, let's see what we have here.
What's happening? What's happening?
Take this, ape face. Yeah, run!
When Albert Throgmorton woke up, he was not himself. He attacked the fishermen, and his hysteria spread to them. When he got wounded, he fled.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
The door won't budge.
Join in, newcomer. Praise the sea with us.
The port is closed by order of Robert Throgmorton. Back off.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Welcome to Under the Keel.
Bye.
Come closer, troubled soul.
You're some kind of, fortune teller?
Yes, my dear, yes. Oh.
Really? Like what?
Not so fast, newcomer. I see many.
All right, how much? $1?
Your money has no value here, newcomer. And I'll make it easier for you. I don't...
Let's hear what my future holds.
Good. Let me focus. The sea will be generous in the coming days. Many
I don't think I follow.
I see old and new. A hard heart against an iron will. Whoever wins, you win. And tall pillars, circled by the dead.
I think I'd like my bullet back.
It is what it is. The truth will out soon.
Why do I feel like I got scammed?
What the? Get the... Oh.
The door won't budge.
You look familiar, but old Billy hasn't seen you around.
Hey, knock it off!
Now get out!
Ed! I still hear those voices.
I can barely recognize the face of the poor fella. He was beaten to a pulp. So that's what an Innsmouther looks like. Seems like Prohibition hasn't affected Oakmont too much.
Glenna, Nechri, Glenna, Gebheil, Nugulena, Hafton.
Five cards short of a full house. Choo-choo. Ahem. There was a fierce fight here, but someone tried to flee.
I gave you clear instructions, did I not?
So the fisherman pursued Albert, even let off a few shots. The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got far. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. One fatal round through the forehead. That's no accident. This was deliberate. There's something in the pocket. The blood is fresh. Whomever it belongs to could not have got... far.
Oh, yeah. Hey, got a spare bullet, fella? I ain't eaten in days.
Stay alert! Monsters lurk underground. They're everywhere.
Ugh, I'll miss the carpenter's food giveaway with this darn port closure.
I've seen some unsettling creatures around. Like nothing else.
So you met a wild beast, newcomer. No one knows what they are. They arrived in the flood. Some say they come from the sea, others that they...
And what do you say?
If it bleeds, you can kill it. Keep your gun handy. And if you want to erase the memory, remember, better to be a coward and live than brave and dead.
I'm looking for a man by the name of Lewis Flynn. Any chance he's here?
Yeah. Even if I knew, I don't rat.
As it happens, I know you owe a debt to Mr. Flynn. Trouble is, I found your note near the dead body, so it seems Lewis is in trouble. Might have even come here to hide. But you hand him over, and he won't be back to collect what you...
Rock. That would explain the blood. Fine. If it gets me...
So?
He's upstairs. Here's the key. You gotta promise to deal with him, once and for all.
But smart man. There's your good deed for the day. Bye.
Hey, who are you? What are you doing?
Charles Reed, private investigator. Mr. Throgmorton hired me to find his son, Albert.
Ugh. That darn bartender. It was all that crazy ape...
Calm down. I only want to speak, for now. But no, if you reach for your gun, you'll hit the floor faster than you can say...
I got nothing to hide.
What kind of... why do you...
Oh, so you're here to attack me just because I look different to you? Wanna spit on me, whisper to your friends?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know how to ask. I've just never met someone like you.
Innsmouther's bodies were blessed by the sea. You're gonna see a lot of us here, so you better get over it.
You shot to kill. No warning, no second chances. You pursued Albert even after he fled. Why?
And me, covered in blood. I had no idea what happened, though.
Start at the beginning. What happened?
We were in our house, me, Paul, and Will. Barry'd gone to the sea. If he'd listened to me, we'd all still be alive.
Come on, Lewis. Focus.
Right. Well, Barry dragged that damn ape to our house. He was bragging about how that ape, he was out cold. Then woke in an instant and started screaming.
I hear there's a bit of a feud between the Innsmouthers and the Throgmortons. Care to fill me in?
Those apes hated us from the moment we arrived in Oakmont. Our home was destroyed. The Blackwood Grand family sheltered us, but others were not as hospitable. We needed jobs, food, and medicine.
And so?
We had to fight for every crumb of bread. And those Throgmortons in their high castle only made our life hard, always conspiring behind our backs, always setting people against us.
You mentioned a grand family. What do you mean?
So you're a newcomer, huh?
Yeah, a newcomer with a gun. Answer the question.
Okay. People here are crazy about bloodlines and tradition and reputation. There's the Carpenters, who control most of the city's underworld, the Blackwoods, who share kin with Innsmouthers through the Marsh family.
And let me guess, the Throgmortons.
Right, those filthy apes. Now that most of the Blackwoods are gone, there's nobody left.
The things you did to Albert don't look like a bloody rage. A fatal shot to the head, a hidden body. One might start to wonder if it was deliberate.
Well, I don't know what to say. I wasn't myself.
I think I've got all I need.
Please, Mr. Reed, don't tell Throgmorton about me. I know I'm in no position to ask. I didn't want to do whatever it is I did. Honest, have mercy, please. I have a family. Without me, they'll starve.
This is not exactly cut and dry. I need some time to think.
Perhaps I can offer something to grease your grinds. I still have a few bullets on me.
It turns out I arrived here unprepared for business. You give me a little something to get started, and my lips are sealed.
I knew you'd understand. Here you are, Mr. Reed. Please, I told you the truth, I swear.
Mr. Throgmorton, I've encountered something,
What? I don't have all day.
Some unusual creatures. And they sure weren't friendly.
You've seen a wild beast, Mr. Reed. I'm somewhat surprised to see you still alive. I've commissioned a few studies on them, but we know little more than when we started. They're aggressive, but...
Yeah, I learned that firsthand.
Try to avoid them when possible, and when you can.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I found your son in the basement of a nearby warehouse. I'm sorry.
No. It cannot be true.
I've tracked down your son's murderer.
Where? Who is he?
And just as I suspected, the Innsmouther Lewis is responsible for your son's murder. He's hiding at the Seems like he had a bone to pick with your family, and took it out on Albert.
Oh, that scum won't be getting off easy. The whole city shall see justice, bittersweet as it is, shall be served.
Mr. Throgmorton, I hate to press...
Yes, you've earned it. Gay to think a newcomer barely off the boat solves a crime the police couldn't.
I'm looking into an outbreak of erratic behavior and madness, all linked to...
Indeed. Then our goals align. I funded an expedition to explore recent geological activity that may be...
A geological expedition? I'm not sure...
I have reason to believe the flood and this madness have the same source. As above, so below. So I sent men to find out.
You mentioned the flood. You think it's more than...
You weren't here, Mr. Reed. What happened?
Has your expedition found anything?
I do not know. Albert was part of it. His passing cannot be...
Do these cases of hysteria involve sheer...
Since the flood, many Oakmonters have had similar nightmares. Indeed, Professor Doe, the expedition leader, complained of them.
Waterlogged ruins with unnatural architecture. A sleeping giant.
Her words exactly. She proposed the expedition.
You think your son was killed because the expedition uncovered...
Is it so hard to believe? I had no news for a week, then Albert...
It does sound suspicious.
Mr. Reed, I want you to find out what's going on. I expect you...
What about my expenses?
They will be reimbursed after you complete your task. And of course, you've earned some. I'll also include a fair advance in...
bullets?
The dollar lost its use here, Mr. Reed. After the flood, Oakmont returned to...
If I'm going to look into this, I'll need to know more. Where should I start?
I'll give you the address of the expedition's headquarters and a key.
That's all you can tell me?
Let me be clear, Reed. You do...
I'm sorry, Mr. Throgmorton. I just meant the more I know...
I am a busy man. I funded the research, but left all preparations to Professor Doe, and... When you've finished, come see me at the Throgmorton family manor. It's in Old Grove. Here, I'll show you.